This is the RK71 mechanical gaming keyboard from Royal Kludge, and it's kind of an interesting middle ground between 60% and 10 keyless designs. It's not much bigger than 60%, but it gives you back those dedicated arrow keys and the delete key, insert home, and that sort of stuff that you're missing with the 60% form factor. Now, this one's selling for under $60 on Amazon, which sounds pretty good for a mechanical keyboard with all the features that this thing has to offer, which, by the way, also includes Bluetooth wireless connectivity for up to 5 different devices. The keyboard comes in a pretty plain looking black and orange cardboard box without any specs or details on it. When we open up the box, the keyboard's sitting right on top of everything, and it's covered in a thin plastic wrapper just to help protect it a little bit. There's a small user's manual with some basic information to help get you started, and a little thank you card that also has some support contact information. We also get a wire keycap removal tool, a pair of magnetic removable feet, and we'll talk about these more in a minute, and a little USB-C cable that's just standard rubber and not braided or anything like that. RK considers this a 70% board, and the idea is it offers a few extra keys over the 60% size, but without being all that much bigger. The design's thick and chunky with slim bezels all the way around, and it's a full plastic build, but it's a strong one without any noticeable flexing. Underneath, we have the usual rubber pads that help with grip, but there are also connection points for the removable height adjustment feet, and these just connect on contact with some magnets. It's a little bit different compared to the usual flip-out feet, but it does get the job done. They seem to work okay, but I did notice that if you like to move your keyboard around a lot while you're gaming and make little micro adjustments, I tend to do that when I'm playing fast-paced games, it doesn't really give you the most confident feeling because you can feel it moving separately underneath the keyboard, and it's kind of like, are these things gonna fall off at some point? To be fair, that never happened. They always stayed connected for me, but still, I think it would have been better to just give us a pair of traditional flip-out feet that are connected to the frame. There's also a toggle switch on the bottom to activate the wireless mode and a spot to store a USB receiver. Since this is a Bluetooth keyboard, I was a little confused why that USB receiver spot was down there, but it kind of makes sense because it's a portable keyboard. So if you're using it with your laptop or some other device, it's pretty cool because if you have a separate wireless mouse that uses a standard USB receiver, you can just clip that into the keyboard and keep everything together, throw it in your bag, and away you go. The font on the keycaps uses bold characters, and that helps the backlighting shine through, and there's also a moderate amount of light that spills through between the keys, and it looks pretty good. Keycaps do have a little bit of wobble to them, but it's nothing too serious or noticeable while you're using the keyboard, and they are fully replaceable, so if you want to remove these and replace them with something else, you can definitely do that and find another set online, something that you like better. But I will say that the stock keycaps that come with the keyboard are actually not that bad in my opinion. They do feel pretty strong, but I don't think they're PBT double shot or anything like that. They're most likely just standard ABS, but in my opinion, it's good enough for what you're paying for the board, and it definitely gets the job done, and they feel pretty good. You can get the board with your choice of blue or brown mechanical switches, and these ones are branded TTCK, which isn't something that I've heard of before. I did a little Googling, and it looks like they have a 45-gram operating force, which is actually the same as Cherry MX Brown's, which happens to be one of my favorite switches. This thing's loaded with all sorts of functions, which includes media, lighting, and brightness controls. RGB can be cycled through 17 different effects by pressing the function and the home key, and the light strips on the sides don't work with the built-in presets and instead have their own options that can be controlled with the function and insert key. Lighting brightness can be adjusted up and down, and the effect speed can all be controlled with the function and arrow keys. Other than the sides not sharing the same lighting presets as the rest of the board, I would still say the lighting's really good overall. Syncing or pairing it up with Bluetooth devices was really easy and worked perfectly fine for me. All you have to do is press and hold the function key and either Q, W, E, R, or T, which is your Bluetooth profiles, and then once it starts flashing, you should be able to find it on your device and connect to it. And you can do that with 5 different devices all at the same time, and store those profiles under those Q, W, E, R, and T keys, and then you can just press those to toggle between the different devices. The gaming and typing experience was really good with the RK71, but I will say I swear I can notice the tiniest little bit of lag when it's in the Bluetooth wired mode, and only in the fastest paced, like first-person shooter games that I play. When I'm typing or playing slower-paced games, I don't really notice anything. It's not enough to really affect anything, but it's noticeable, I think. So if you're a hardcore competitive gamer where every millisecond delay could make or break your game, then just to be safe, if you're picking up this board, I would say you might want to run it with the USB-C cable in wired mode just to eliminate any sources of lag and make sure you're getting the best, most quality experience possible all the time. This thing's got a built-in 1000 milliamp hour battery, and the battery life seems really good. I'm not sure how long you can get on a full charge because it's never run out on me so far. I charged it up when I got it, and I've been using it ever since as I've been testing, which as of this point right now has been several days actually, and it just hasn't died on me yet, so battery life does seem really good. And just a note on charging, when you go to plug it in and charge it, the LED backlighting on the spacebar actually becomes a charging indicator that'll let you know where your charging's at and when it's done and ready to go. The RK71's pretty interesting, and I had a lot of fun testing it out. I hadn't really thought about it, but those extra few keys that you can get with the 70% design over the 60% actually make a noticeable difference, and it's nice to have. Now, one thing that I want to mention is this is my first time ever testing any kind of RK gaming product, so I don't really want to make any comments on the durability or how long this keyboard might last. Based on the build quality and what I've seen so far, I can't imagine there'd be any issues, but I can't say for sure at the same time. So if there's anybody out there that are current RK gaming product owners, leave a comment down below and let us know your experiences with it. Based on my time with it, the RK71 seems like a really nice keyboard at a very reasonable price. It's selling for around $55 US at the time of this recording, and I also noticed there's a $5 off coupon on Amazon, which I will link down in the description if you're interested and want to check it out. Thanks for watching, make sure you give the video a thumbs up and come back soon, because there's more videos on the way.